Hi everyone, it's Chenzo from Reality Art Pod. I'm here to talk about The Challenge Season 2, Episode 7, Give Me Liberty or Give Me Love. So it's Sunday night. I just sat down to watch the Sunday night episode of The Challenge and take my notes and post my two-parter episode as I do. So it turns out I have a bone to pick with CBS because they changed their schedule, which messes with mine. So I'm only going to be talking about this one episode today. From now on for the season, I'm just going to make my videos as the episodes come out, so I'll do one episode at a time because CBS is so unreliable with the schedule. So let's get into this episode. Wes just beat Dusty in the elimination, and when they get back, he gives a triumphant speech after his victory. He and Cassidy shake hands because they're on the same team now. Wes also took Chris's spot on the blue team, so now Chris is on the green team with his enemies Monty and Tyler. Chris sings to Josh, "I'm coming for you." Josh sings back, "Leave me alone." This was a rare moment where I found Josh to be a little bit funny. Wes fake politely confronts Michaela, asking why she's targeting him. She has no time for him. She doesn't entertain his pointed energy, and I'm proud of her for that. Tyler and Alyssa are flirting in bed. She says showmance is bad for her game, so we're not doing that. Okay, Alyssa. We get some really great personal content from Michaela. She reflects on her previous season of The Challenge where she went home super early, and she talks about her godfather that inspires her, and she's motivated to keep going in the game. In the daily challenge, 2 people from every team will be inside a giant hamster ball-like cage, knocking over pillars that have puzzle pieces on them. The puzzle pieces have letters on them, and at the end, they have to solve a Sudoku-style word puzzle. The challenge is kind of boring, especially the puzzle part. It's all pretty neck and neck for the most part. At the end, the blue team forms a Unimind, according to Bananas. So the blue team quickly solves the puzzle, they win the challenge, and then they celebrate in slow motion. This was very triumphant. After the challenge, Josh unveils his plan to make it a girls' day in the elimination and target the Survivor girls. He tells a bunch of people his plan, including Tiffany, who hears the plan, but seems like she has plans of her own. Later on, Tiffany opens up to Alyssa and Chanel about feeling like the weakest link on her team. And sure, she was running a little bit slower than her team in this challenge, but I don't think one person's contribution really mattered in this week's challenge. Also, in last week's challenge, she was the star player on the team. She stood up on the wall the longest. So, Tiffany, give yourself more credit. The blue team heads into their deliberation. Bananas, Tori, Fessy, and Wes control the votes on this team, so they decide to vote in Michaela and Tyler. The Survivor people on the team have no say-so, so they cast votes for whoever they want to. It doesn't matter. We get a shot of the backyard. Does this house need to have 10 queen-sized daybeds by the pool? Tyler and Michaela find out that they're nominated. Michaela sees that she's nominated and instantly confronts Josh. He says, "I didn't vote you in." But it was his plan, so Michaela's right. Desi and Chanel talk and speculate on why Michelle isn't getting votes. Hello, she's playing the game. Michelle has got her hand in a lot of cookie jars. And I listened to the Challenge podcast where Tori said that the vets were protecting Michelle this whole time. And that's good gameplay. She's a vet too. She's been on the actual challenge before. It's time for them to head out to the club. Tyler says that clubbing is his favorite part of being on the challenge. Wes and Bananas are bored. It's probably their 500th time to the challenge club. They tell Alyssa that they won't vote Tyler in if she and Tyler kiss. She says, okay, so we scare him and we smooch him. I feel like We Scare Him and Then We Smooch Him would have been such a great title for this episode. So they make out in the club. We knew this would happen from the trailer. Then there's like 12 clips of them making out in various positions above the sheets in bed all night. But it's a step up from a pool floaty, so you go, Alyssa. Now it's time to get to the hopper and find out who got hopped. The votes come in. Tiffany has 2. Monty has 1. Alyssa has 1. Josh has 1. Corey has 1. And Chanel has 4. Michelle is happy to be safe with no votes. TJ pulls out Tiffany's ball from the hopper, so you've been hopped. Being hopped in triggers Tiffany to give a passionate speech. The general gist of the speech is calling the men in the house cowardly, but then Josh chimes in and starts yelling at her. So obviously he feels like he's cowardly and that the speech was directed towards him, and honestly, he is cowardly. This isn't said explicitly enough on the show, but Josh is afraid of eliminations, which is cowardly. If I were on the show, I would be afraid to go into eliminations too. That would also be cowardly. My biggest problem with Josh isn't the fact that he's cowardly, it's the fact that he loves shouting at women all the time, early and often. So I just always find this very hard to watch when he gets started. But I'll wait to roast him for when he gets eliminated from the show in an elimination that he's afraid of because he's a coward and a fool. The elimination challenge is swinging on a pole to get balls and then swinging back over to shoot the balls into a basketball hoop. I'd say that Michaela has an advantage in this challenge because it is a Survivor-like challenge. And also I remember her excelling in challenges like this on her season of Survivor. But in the elimination, Michaela's awesome at it. She's making shot after shot. TJ's super impressed. Tiffany is pretty terrible at this elimination. It's pretty clear pretty early on that Michaela is going to win the elimination. I didn't think that Tiffany would get any balls in, but then she gets one and everyone cheers. But right after Tiffany gets her first ball, Michaela gets her 10th and wins the elimination. So congratulations to Michaela. And we have to say goodbye to Tiffany. Tiffany doesn't get her flowers enough for being the strategic mastermind behind the cookout on Big Brother. Tiffany is a Big Brother all-star, and I hope that she gets another chance to be on Big Brother soon. While I'm glad to have her on my TV screen again, unfortunately, I don't think that the challenge is in Tiffany's wheelhouse. But I'm really glad that she was on the show. Her confessionals were really funny. Obviously, she wasn't very good at most of the challenges on this show, but I would encourage anyone that only watches the challenge to go back and watch her season of Big Brother. I'm not going to go on too much about Tiffany's performance in the challenges because obviously she knows how she performed. She was breaking down this episode, feeling bad about her performance on the show. I would encourage reality TV casting to get Tiffany into the pool for another season of Big Brother, or maybe a show like The Traitors where she could really flex on her biggest skill, which is her social ability. I'd love to see Tiffany back again soon, but I would hate it if the challenge is the only opportunity that she's being given. So at the end of the episode, Michaela wants to defect and steal Tori's place on the blue team, but TJ tells them that's not going to happen because it's an individual game now. I'm super excited to see how this is going to play out. Unfortunately, I didn't get an episode tonight on Sunday to find out how it's going to go down. I think that the next episode is going to be on Wednesday, so I'll either be back on Wednesday to talk about that episode or whenever CBS decides that it would be convenient for them to air it. So don't forget to subscribe, and you might have to hit the bell to find out when that episode's coming out. Until next time, have a great week. Bye!